This is going to be a short video because I just feel like I need to get this off my chest because this has been in my mind a while. And what it is, it's cursing your neighbor, but also blessing God, right? And this comes in James where he says, how can a spring pour forth salt water, but also fresh water? How can your words be salty, but also bitter, right? Jesus says, let your words be seasoned with salt. Let your words be encouraging. Your words be helpful, be blessed, and not bitter, not cursing, not evil. And I see this a lot. I see people praying and blessing God, going to church every Sunday, worshiping God, and then the next day they're there cursing their neighbor. They're there saying mean things, or they're tweeting mean things, right? Talking bad on the internet. Maybe it doesn't have to be the internet. Maybe it can be face to face, right? I see this all the time, and I'm thinking that's not how God intended us to be, because Jesus says, what comes out of the heart will defile a man. Not what goes into the mouth does not defile a man, but what comes out of the heart comes from the mouth. What comes out of the mouth comes from the heart, and that defiles a man. Your heart, your tongue and your heart are directly connected, right? And if you're saying these horrible things to people who are made in God's image, right? You're saying these bad things, you're thinking these bad thoughts to people who are made in God's image, and yet you worship God. That doesn't make sense, right? I love the book of James because it talks about this heavily. It says, do not let your words, right? Do not let your words be evil, because it does not make sense for your words to be fresh, but also salty, right? He also says how little a member your tongue is, right? It's so small, but it sets ablaze your life. It can set ablaze a forest. Think about a great forest and a small little fire. That small little fire can burn that entire forest. This is what James is writing. Our tongues can burn, right? Can burn our lives. Our tongues can destroy people, can destroy ourselves. And no wonder the Bible talks about this so much, is how bad and evil the tongue is. Because the tongue is so hard to be tamed. Because James writes about this again. He says almost every single animal you can tame on earth, but you cannot tame the tongue because it is wicked above all else. And I just want to end this video by saying, do not live two lives. Do not let your tongue be salty, but also bitter. It's one or the other. Because God wants our tongue, God wants our speech to be seasoned with salt, to be gracious, to be above normal speech, to be intelligent, to not be foolish, to be uplifting and not demoralizing. God wants your tongue, your speech, to be congruent with what he says, to be congruent with his grace, his mercy, and his love. And when it's not, when you're cursing people made in God's image, when you're saying, I hate you, you suck, you're a horrible person. And listen, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this too. And it's something I'm working on. I'm working on not being so evil with my words, not being so evil with my thoughts. And it's a lifelong battle. It's going to be lifelong for you. It's not going to happen instantly. You're going to be working on this for the rest of your life. But let your words be gracious. Let your words be seasoned with salt. Let your words be good, because you cannot have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. Your food can either be salty or it can be sweet, right? It can't be both. Well, it can be, but in this analogy, it can't be. Too bad. It can't be. So I encourage you to think about what your words will be. Be wise with your words. Be smart with what you say. Do not be cursing people made in God's image, but also praising God, right? Don't do this. Don't curse your enemy. Don't be talking bad about people you don't like. But when your girlfriend, when your boyfriend, when your mom and dad come and talk to you, you totally switch up. You're nice to them, right? Because that doesn't make sense. How you hating your enemy? Because you just love your enemy. Love the people who curse you, not to curse them back. Because what good is that? Love them. Have the same level of respect of encouragement, of salt in your words with everyone, right? Not just one person, not just a group of people, but with everyone. Speak to everyone the same way, full of love and grace, and not of destruction and poverty and evil. Let your words be seasoned with salt and not bitter. Let your words be gracious, encouraging, uplifting to everyone, no matter who they are. You cannot have it both ways. Remember this, and I pray that God will help you through whatever you're going through. Maybe anger, maybe lust, maybe, pride. I pray that God will help you through this. And I pray that you'll be able to help others with your words. Because God can help you with his words, and you can help other people with your words.